We have seen the overview of cluster analysis in the previous video. In this video, I'll be explaining the k-means algorithm. We have three types of clustering algorithm. One is k-means, and the other one is hierarchical, and the third one is density based algorithm. In this video, we'll see how the k-means algorithm works. Yes. So k-means clustering. So partitional clustering approach. It is based on the partitional clustering approach. What is partitional clustering? If you are going to place the object, or if any object is there in exactly one cluster, then we will call it as partitional clustering. So our k-means clustering is the partition following, or it is based on the partitional clustering approach. Number of clusters k must be specified. Here k is nothing but number of clusters, and each cluster is associated with the centroid. For every cluster, so k is nothing but number of cluster. For every cluster k, you should find the centroid or center point. Each point is assigned to a cluster with the closest centroid. So we have to take a point or object from the data set, and we have to assign the object in the cluster. As we said, we have defined k clusters. We have to place that, or we have to locate the object in any of the k clusters. If we have two clusters, we have to take the object, we have to place it in one of the cluster. How can we place the object in the cluster, in one of the clusters? Whichever, or the object whichever is having closest centroid will be placed in that particular cluster. So the algorithm is seen here, you can see here. So select k points as the initial centroid. First we have to select two initial centroids. Then we have to repeat these the steps 3 and 4, that is form k cluster by assigning all points to the closest centroid. Recompute the centroid of each cluster until the centroids don't change. We will see the example, then you can understand. See, I have taken an example of data with the height and the weight measure. Okay, so how we are going to cluster these objects into the k cluster, or how we are going to group these data points or objects in the cluster. So it can be done with the help of the two formula. One is a Euclidean distance formula. This is Euclidean distance formula, and the second one is centroid of the points. Why we need centroid? I said the objects can be located in a particular cluster based on the centroid value. So if a point is close to a particular centroid of a particular cluster, then that object will be placed in that particular cluster called K1. If this object is close to the centroid of the another cluster called K2, then that object will be placed in that K2. This is how the k-means algorithm works. Let us work with some examples so that you can understand easily. Yes. So take the first row. So I am assigning, this is the cluster. We have two clusters, K1 and the K2. So now the first step is we have to find the centroid. So in the first data, in the initial data, the first row is 185 and 72. So for the cluster 1, I am assigning the centroid as 185, 72. And the second row, if you check, 170, 56, it is the height of the second person and weight of the second person. So the second row will be assigned to the cluster 2, that is 170, 56. This will be the centroid for these two clusters. Okay, this is the centroid of this cluster, and this is the centroid of this cluster. Okay, then what is the next step? We have to take the third row now, keeping the centroid, this as the centroid of K1 and this as the centroid of K2. We have to take the third row and find the Euclidean distance. So what is the ultimate aim now? Where I can place this third object, whether in cluster 1 or cluster 2. So in order to find that where to place this third data or third point, I have to use the formula called Euclidean distance. So I am taking Euclidean distance formula, which is nothing but square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. What is my x1 value? It is nothing but I have to calculate. I have to find where I can place this third point. So I am taking this as x1 and this as x2. Okay, 168. What is the centroid of cluster 1? 185, 72. So 168 minus 185 whole square plus third row's weight value is 60 minus 72 whole square, which is equal to 20.80. Okay. Then I have another cluster for which the centroid is 170, 56. Now I have to take the third row and again I have to calculate the Euclidean distance with respect to the second row, that is with respect to the centroid of the cluster 2. So Euclidean distance with respect to cluster 2 is equal to square root of same. What is the value of third row? Height of the third point or third object, it is 168 minus 170 plus 60 minus 56. So whole square. So the final answer is 4.48. Now where can we place this third point or third object, whether in cluster 1 or cluster 2? How can we find? If whichever cluster is having lesser distance, that will be placed in that cluster. This of the third object will be placed in that cluster. So if you compare these two values, so 4.48 is lesser value, so I will place my third item in my cluster 2 because the distance, Euclidean distance between the second item and the third item is less. So I will be grouping I will be clustering this object into the cluster called K2. So my third row will go to cluster 2. Okay. Then what is said in the algorithm? After, yes, form K clusters by assigning all, recompute the centroid of each other. So after finding the object for a particular cluster, we have to again calculate the centroid because we have found a new object for the cluster 2. Now we have to again calculate the centroid. So if I move any object to a particular cluster, I have to recompute the centroid. Since I have moved the third object to the cluster 2, I have to recompute the centroid now. What is the formula for centroid? Finding the centroid, it is nothing but x1 plus x2 divided by n, comma y1 plus y2 divided by n. So what is the formula here? What is the x1 value? Now this is 170. What is the dimension of the third object? Whichever we have included in the cluster 2, it is 168. So 170 plus 168 divided by 2 plus 56 plus 60 divided by 2, which is equal to 169, 58. So now this will be the new centroid value of K2. Clear? So this will be the new centroid value of K2. Now I will change it as 169, 58. I have to delete this. Next, I have to take the row 4. So what is the value here? 179, 68. So again I have to go with the Euclidean distance formula. According to Euclidean distance, what I should do for K1, with respect to K1, it is square root of 179 minus, what is the value of height? 185 whole square plus 68 minus 72 whole square. The answer is 6.32. Next, with respect to K2, what is the Euclidean distance for the fourth row? It is nothing but 179 minus, what is the new centroid value now? 169 whole square plus 68 minus 58. So the new value is, the answer is 14.14. So what we said, when we have to insert the object in a particular cluster, whichever is having lesser value, whichever cluster is having lesser Euclidean distance, that should be moved. So it is closer to the, this object is closer to the cluster 1 since the distance is less. So I am moving the fourth object to the cluster 1. Now what I should do, I have to calculate the new centroid for the cluster 1. Why? Because I have moved the new object to the cluster 1. So I will be recomputing. How I will recompute the new centroid for the cluster 1? Same formula. So what is the formula? It is 185. What is the row fourth value? 179 plus 179 divided by 2, comma 68. What's the whole centroid value? Plus 72 divided by 2. So whatever the answer is coming, that will be the new centroid value. So we have to strike off this and we have to give the new centroid value. Then we have to take the fifth row. Again we have to calculate Euclidean distance k1 and with respect to k1 and k2. So if the object is closer to k1, we have to put that object to k1. Else we have to place the object, or we have to put that the fifth row to the k2. And if to whichever cluster we are moving the object, for that cluster we have to find the new centroid value. So similarly we have to do for all the 12 objects. Then we will get the result, that is in k1 we have these many points in the cluster 1, and in the cluster 2 we have two objects called second and third object. So we have clustered the 12 objects into, we have grouped the 12 objects or points into two clusters called k1 and k2. This is how in the k-means algorithm the objects or points are clustered. Hope you would have understood what is k-means algorithm. Thank you for watching.